Hello, everyone. Welcome to the number one British K-pop show. We have to expand. Our producer said we have to expand to the European market. The number one European K-pop show. Don't worry, they won't be able to tell the difference. No, you have to have an accent.
And that's more reason for them to not want to watch us.
Listen, how else are we going to get the Brits and the French and the rest? Sorry, I'm not very cultured. I grew up on the American education system. But hello, everyone. Welcome to Sleepy Idol, a little bar on 54th and Crenshaw. You look for the moon-shaped door, knock 3 times, and say your name's Ricardo, or we're not letting you in. But welcome. A little bar where we talk about K-pop, we relax, we chill, and have fun with our friends. Hey, Jazz, how you doing, girl? What's going on over there?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Honestly, truly, nothing. I have to live vicariously through someone, and you're usually my choice. Same.
I sang at a wedding.
Oh yeah,
that's about it.
Not nothing. Look at her. How did it go?
It was all right. Yeah, it was good. I feel like when I started singing, it was like, I could tell my throat was so dry because I was so nervous, and the song was so simple. Yet I was just like, I'm always scared of words. I'm scared I'm gonna mess up the words and
like forget them.
Or like mix them up, and then people are gonna be like, "That's not how this song goes." Boo! Get off the stage. I know exactly how this song goes.
Oh God. I feel like that's what we think, but I feel like, okay, if somebody messed up, like you were watching somebody sing and they like just started,
I'd be like, "Boo!"
Okay, well, never mind, you're part of the problem. I was gonna say usually we think we think worse of what will happen than what will usually happen. Like it's like, oh my God, like I just farted, everyone's looking at me, and it's like nobody even noticed because they're worried about like their own farts and stuff like that. So it's just like, But apparently, Jazz, you would be like, it's a no from me, love, and like literally bring your own ex-buzzer.
Depends on how bad it is. Like if they're like out here like they start and say like I na 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 and they're not saying words at all, I'd be like, okay, obviously, like you just don't know the song. You shouldn't have gotten on the stage in the first place.
It's hard though because it's like you'll practice something 1,000 times and then for whatever reason, the 1,001th time, every single like thing that was secondhand will just fly out of your like head for no reason. Like it's the weirdest thing. The few times like I've like performed like live in that capacity, I've had that happen. It's just like I don't know why, but yeah. But what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Apologies, because last week we did not have a stream. That was my doing. I had to cancel, but we are back and we are black. All right. Yeah, I'm getting a little more aggressive.
That didn't happen last time, so
that's new. That's true. I'm coming with a new energy. Hello everyone in the chat. Fortunate, Leanne, Andre, Tia, Pablo. What's good, guys? There's a couple stuff we missed last week that I wanted to just like go by because it's not really the main topics of today, but it is stuff that like happened. So of course the whole Jennie breaking up with G-Dragon and then 2 seconds later allegedly turning around and dating V from BTS, but then people found out that the photo that was being used as evidence that they were dating was Photoshop. And I just want to say, hand over your Adobe Photoshop rights because y'all don't deserve it anymore. Why? What was the reason?
How did I miss?
I thought we talked about that. Oh my God, did we not?
No.
Maybe
we talked about it on your Monday one.
Yeah, maybe like I made note. Yeah, maybe. But it was some foolishness. So she was, and it was just like foolishness on top of foolishness on top of foolishness. Because first, when it was like put out, a statement was put out that G-Dragon and Jennie had broken up. This was kind of at the height of the whole Karam controversy. Like when that was popping off and like they're like, oh, she did school violence, oh, she did like this, she got the disciplinary. So when it first broke, a lot of fans, Jennie fans, were accusing Big Hit / Hybe of putting out this news, or somebody putting out this news to try to get the heat off of Garam or whatever. But then shortly when it flipped around and they're like, oh yeah, she broke up with G-Dragon because she's now dating V. And then there's this picture of both of them in this car.
I remember seeing that. I saw that.
And so people are like, okay, wait a second. If they use this controversy to hide Karam like Hybe did, why would they then throw V under the bus? Like, that didn't make any sense. But people are saying, oh, they don't care because, you know, V is really, really popular already. But then somebody showed that it was a photoshopped picture, essentially, where they used, you know, other pictures to like kind of like configure it and make them look like in the car. They were in the car together. So in conclusion, drugs are bad. Stay off crack, because that's clearly what this person did if this was what they wanted to do. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. We're just gonna gossip about you while you're gone, so just know, you know. But Esther says, yesterday, do you think the pic is photoshopped? So from what I saw, it was proved to be photoshopped. People basically put the evidence together, and I think both of their companies either didn't say anything or just flat out denied it. I can't remember, because it was a bit of like, I kind of just skimmed it because I was like, I don't know. Jazz, you can probably commiserate with me in this, but like, dating news doesn't do anything for you anymore, right? Like, when you hear a dating scandal, quote unquote, like, what do you usually get? Like, is anything gonna shock you in 2022?
After the Chen thing,
Chen had 3 babies.
Bobby following suit. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like that's, like, the ultimate thing. It's like, I'm getting married and I'm having a baby all at the same time. It's like, that's, once you do that, it's like, all right. There's nothing.
Oh. Technical difficulties.
Bruise me.
All right, sorry about that. All right, so sorry, what were you saying? After hearing Chen had a baby and 3 wives and 3 kids. His wife and kids.
I feel like there's just nothing else you can really do. That's the top. That's peak.
Chen did it all.
Else you can add. Yeah, it's like, all right, what else? What's the worst that can happen?
That's true.
That's worse than that. Like, not that that's bad.
Yeah.
It's just,
like, shocking.
It's just like, that's really like, what the heck? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I was thinking, is it the fact that like I'm older and that's why I don't care? Like, I'm a grown ass woman. Like, I'm not gonna like freak out about 2 people dating or whatever. But I think maybe it's just because K-pop, it's really, I mean, I guess it still makes headlines to like a degree or whatever. But I feel like with K-pop fans, now that we've seen people get married, idols, like, while they're still active, so it's not like, okay, I'm done with the idol life. Like, Bobby is a whole dad, and he was just in that Icon comeback, you know? So it's just like, if you're still shocked about it, you need to wake up. Now, I would imagine younger fans of younger groups would still get shocked. So if, like, I don't know, somebody from TXT was dating somebody from Stacy or something, maybe that would make headlines among the younger crowd. But yeah, I think for the most part, it's just kind of like, I don't even know how to talk about dating news unless it was just like a wild way they got caught or something. But like, for the most part, it's kind of crazy. Yes, Chen is a whole, and Chen really started a trend because the girls really were like, okay, we're literally going to drop the whole bomb now. We're going to wait till we have the child and the wife, and then we're going to tell you what like, EXO just setting trends.
Yes, they should.
And, you know, Xiumin, one day he will come forward with his wife and his 33 children, and we will deal. But yeah, sorry. Tian says, hello, Tian. As an adult, we realize that the idol life isn't forever. Also, they're still people and have needs and wants. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I also think that like the older fans, hopefully in fandoms and stuff like that, are teaching the younger fans to not care about that. Because I feel like a lot of like older fans, whether it's age or just like the time they've been in the fandom, a lot of them are like, I feel like a lot of younger fans or newer fans look up to how older fans do stuff. So it's like, if they're not freaking out, then I'm not going to freak out about it because clearly it's not a big deal. But if y'all freak out and act like it's a big deal, then I'll freak out, you know?
Yeah.
But one thing that I thought was really, really interesting was the kids hate each other. Like, Blink and Army, apparently they don't like each other. So a lot of people were talking about how it's funny that if they were dating, it would be interesting as how their fandoms would like proceed because they're, you know, public enemies, number one. Yeah. Well, do you, if this was real, what do you, what would the fandom discourse be? Like, what do you think would happen? Would they be like kumbayaing, or would they still be like, I don't care?
I don't even know. But I do think like if they break up, if they would have broken up or whatever, it would have been World War III or something.
Oh no.
It's V's fault. No, it's freaking it's Jenny's fault. Like, what the heck? What are you talking about?
Oh god. Jenny gets
the king would never do that.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. I never thought of that. Like the breakup would be taken a lot back. I feel like there would be people though who, because there's like weird fans that like pretend they don't care, I feel like, about dating, but then instead of like their criticism being like they shouldn't be dating, their criticism is just being hypercritical about the partner. So it's just like, oh, really? You're gonna date her when she did blah blah blah? I mean, I guess you can date, but if I were you, I wouldn't want you dating her. And it's like, you don't get a say because V does not know you. So
yeah. And you don't know her, so
yeah, exactly.
You're judging her off of like what you've seen on headlines.
Get a grip. Get a grip. You need to get a grip. They would have. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Tully says, "Hello, Sally. Welcome to the stream." Says they would have been Baekhyun and Taeyeon all over again.
That's true.
I
think this would be worse though.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I don't think like Girls' Generation and EXO were like beefing. Like I think like Blinks and Army. For a second, I couldn't remember their name.
You heard that here, Army. She said y'all are irrelevant. Get her.
I feel like they like fight more because I don't know. They just seem like they fight more than Sones and XOL.
Yeah, that was a really weird thing because it wasn't like particularly Sones and XOL were like beefing, but it was kind of like crazy. Like that was probably one of the craziest dating scandals when like I witnessed as a K-pop stan, like currently as a K-pop stan. That's why I always bring it up, because it was just like my first time seeing two big stars getting together like that, and the aftermath of it. Like you always hear what's gonna happen if this person is dating and blah blah blah, but then to see it actually happen and to see, yes, people were going literally batshit over the fact that these two people they did not know in real life were dating. And like I feel like one of the photos was literally one of them like kissing or something, so like that was even crazier. And it was just like, that's why I always bring it up, because it was just my mind can't still fathom how insane. Like honestly, I will actually take the opposite and say I don't think we're ever gonna get something like that ever again. Like I feel like that, like even though like, you know, the Blinks and the Armies hate each other and like it's a more global scale now in 2022, I feel like that type of insanity, I just feel like we're not gonna get it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. But yeah, Girls' Generation and EXO are also from the same company. IDK, if that matters, but it might play a part. I don't know. I feel like maybe it had people's head turning like, oh my god, they probably were like dating and kissing behind the scenes and we didn't even know. Where they're like, take the Oreos and snap it. But yeah.
It's not Oreos. That's so weird.
Yeah. They were both in the same company. I honestly expect that more of idols dating than different companies, I guess. I'm sure the idol industry has been like a thing for like years, so I'm sure they all have come up with their like ways you can date on the down low and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I feel like you just kind of have to not that you have to not care at all to get caught, but I feel like there's ways to keep it super, because even with Jennie and G-Dragon, they announced they're dating, but we've never seen any pictures, so they could have denied it if they wanted to. Actually, I don't think they've ever confirmed or denied it. Like, it was somebody, yeah.
Doesn't YG never confirm anything?
Well, there's that.
Like, maybe.
That's
yeah, I know.
Keep the girls guessing. Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah. But yeah. Queendom 2 is one of the topics today, but we saved, since it's one of the hot ones, we're going to save it for last. But that does remind me, Sully, thank you. We should get into the topics for today. So for this first topics, I wanted to take a little trip down memory lane, I guess you could say, because we're actually having a blast from the past. Yes, one Miss Songjia may be making a comeback. So if you guys don't know who Songjia is, let me give you a little bit of a rundown. So
I just remember who this was.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you talked to me before this about it, and I was like, and now it's like hitting me like what it is. Okay, sorry.
We're saying, I feel like I was more obsessed with her than you were, and even I was like, huh? Because like, you know how like they call her Freezia, but then they also call her Songjia or whatever, so that kind of confused me. But yes, if you guys don't know, Songjia is a social media reality star who kind of blew up earlier this year, which is crazy to think it was earlier this year. So many things have happened since then. For her appearance in the Netflix Korean variety dating show, Singles Inferno. People thought she came off as really, really cool. She had all the boys wrapped around her finger in that show. And she also happened to be a social media influencer. She had a YouTube and an Instagram channel. And so it kind of just like was a perfect storm where after her appearance on the show, she started blowing up, you know, appearing on variety shows in Korea, getting different types of sponsorship. So everything was really hunky-dory until somebody spotted that, because she was known for this like really gaudy appearance, like she would be dripped in designer, you know, always have her hair and makeup done and stuff like that. Somebody spotted that one of her designer items that she was sporting on her in the show was fake. And then slowly but surely people started finding different pieces that she had been wearing and flaunting as luxury items, Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana, etc., were actually fake. And so this whole entire campaign started kind of against her, kind of condemning her, saying, you know, you're acting like you're like this high society, dripped in luxury hot girl, when a lot of these items you're wearing are fake. Now, she ended up actually doing a interview with Dispatch where she actually bought in some of the key items that were being debated. And while, yes, some of them were fake, and she kind of explained, oh, she got this as a thrift store or something like that, and she knew it was fake or whatever, but it wasn't like, she wasn't trying to pass it off as real. She just thought it was pretty, and just different explanations or whatever. But what it turned out to be is that a lot of the items that people were saying were fake were actually real. But, you know, at that point, the damage had kind of already been done. People had already kind of condemned her. So she ended up making an apology video and deleting everything off her YouTube channel and her Instagram. Well, the queen is back, because I think it was yesterday, June 2nd, she actually uploaded a picture to her Instagram page for the first time since the scandal. And essentially, I mean, it was very like, she was very like playing like this cool chill girl thing, and it just said, thank you to your for your concern and support. I've been living healthily. Everyone, how have you been? So a lot of people are like, could this be a potential Freezia / Songjia comeback? Now, one of the things that I thought was quite interesting that I saw on the Singles Inferno Reddit page was that a lot of people actually predicted that if she was going to come back, it would be sometime in June. And the reason for this is apparently on YouTube, if you're inactive for more than 6 months, they take away your ability to monetize your videos. So yeah, she would have went dark in early like January. Yeah, so like there's like certain requirements to be part of the YouTube partnership program, which allows you to monetize, run ads, and make money off your videos. So it's coming up on that 6 months for her, apparently. So a lot of people are like, if she wants to not get kicked out of the partner program, which, to be fair, she's so popular that all she would have to make is like one video and she'd probably get in pretty easy, or whatever. But people are saying this is kind of like her being like, okay, well, the checks are running dry, girls. All right, we gotta get it together. So some questions to you, Jazz. Looking back on this situation, do you think her punishment was equal to the crime?
No. I feel like I said that the last time we talked about this because it just seems weird.
That they're mad.
Yeah.
Well, I think in retrospect, we found out that a lot of the items that were said to be fake were real, which really helps. But even if all those items were fake, do you think what people, kind of the argument people were saying, that if you're going to give this rich girl lifestyle, then wearing fake luxury is unethical? Like, were you for that? Did you understand where they were coming from in that opinion?
Was she living a rich girl lifestyle, or did they just put that on her?
I think it was like she definitely was like she had this kind of like hot girl, like that was like her thing on her YouTube channel, and she definitely like, you know, had stuff that she would get from like Fashion Nova and be open about getting from Fashion Nova, but then have stuff that would be like, oh, Chanel. Like she was very not shy about like wearing pieces that were very like, this is designer, like Chanel logo, Dolce & Gabbana logo, and things like that. So it's not like she ever was like, I'm rich and you should like me for being rich. But, you know, she had a nice apartment, she had nice clothes, she always dressed up, she always like, you know, beat her face to the gods and things like that. So, I mean, I don't know, because I don't know what that means. Like, is just wearing fancy clothes mean you're trying to push a certain lifestyle? Or I really don't know.
Yes, I don't think she deserved that. Like, especially if she wasn't like out here like, I'm the richest girl in the world. And blah, blah. If she was shoving it into your face and then you found that out, she was like, she had fake stuff, then I could understand. But if she's not like out here like, that's her complete and utter like brand, then I don't think it makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, and it was really weird to say, because I know at the time, especially as an I fan, if you tried to criticize the hate she was getting, a lot of people would be like, you just don't get it because you're not Korean or something like that. But I saw a lot of K fans, at least the translation sites, people like supporting her and saying, yeah, I think this is way too harsh. Like, was it the greatest thing to do? No. But like, does she deserve to be run off the planet? Not really. And I think that's like the whole thing. Like, even if you are going to condemn somebody, let's make sure the punishment in the crime are equal. I'm going to jump into chat. Pablo says, honestly, the way she was treated was ridiculous. They are more worried about her having fake designer than actual criminals that are getting minimal sentencing. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, you know, people who've done a lot worse have gotten off. Yeah. Tion says, my thing as somebody who is balling on a budget, if you find something that looks like enough to the real thing for a good price, buy that shit and flaunt it like it's real. Confidence in half the fight.
That's true.
That's true. Daisy says, also, hell yeah, free my good sis Gia, because she faced more backlash than people who commit actual crimes. That's so true. Yeah. Andre says, I mean, I'm still in the mind that I ain't mad that she had off-brand stuff, but if you tout yourself like a high-end girl, then wear the high-end stuff. I can see that. I can see that. Let's see. We don't really care what you have. It's more like if you can afford it, but also cool if you can't. That's true. And like I mentioned, she did wear stuff like Fashion Nova and things like that. And I definitely think like there's people that the way they wear stuff makes it like valuable and fashionable as opposed to brand. Even though she was very brand heavy, like she very much like was like, you know, this is how I dress, you know. But yeah. Tion also says, also, is the hot girl says how she really was, or was it just a persona she chose to get the views? That's true. That's true. I remember there was like this whole thing on the show that she was very arrogant and like you know, uppity, but then if you saw her on her channel, she was just very shy and like didn't really say much, so that's how she was like perceived on the show. So maybe it was like that whole perception thing. I definitely think there was like a definitely, like, you could say like misogyny was taking place in this, because I definitely think the taste of being able to knock down somebody who has this kind of persona down a peg by calling them out for wearing fake stuff, and then also taking, like, you know, ending their career, I feel like a lot of people were kind of jumping for joy. Because as somebody who watched the show as it was airing and followed the subreddit, while there are a lot of people who were eating her kind of like cold ice princess, hot girl, you know, image up, there are a lot of people that were just like, she seems like a bitch. Like, why do all the guys like her? Like, she's not even interesting. She's boring. She's full of herself. And I could slowly see that kind of Jenny-esque, she's getting too much attention, positive attention, I don't like that, like, type of thing happening with her. So I personally, when I saw this happening at the time, you know, you would be put on a death row if you said it, but I feel like there was a little bit of jealousy at play, I'm not gonna lie. You know, but from a bevy of people, not just from girls, but from guys, from just people who just didn't like this, you know, young girl who was being very, very superficial, I guess you could say, in the way she dressed and stuff like that, and still being well liked, you know, getting all this attention. But yeah. Bye, Fortunate. Thank you for stopping by. The boys on, did you get a chance to look at the guys on Inferno?
I think I looked at it when you told me about it, but I haven't seen them in a while.
I don't remember finding any of them like particularly attractive. I think I thought Jin-Tech was cute, and I actually thought Sehun was cute until he started being weird. And then, like, now that I'm at the show and like that kind of thing started, like, got resolved, I actually found him less cute. Not for any particular reason. I feel like he looks different. But yeah.
Which guy?
Sehun? I think that's his name. He was the one who was like head over heels, sprung for Jian. Also, funny thing, I saw the same thing with Jian. She was another contestant on the show, and she was kind of the opposite, where she was kind of soft spoken. She had this very like if Freezia was in, like, I don't know, Freezia would be like in Nine Muses, except she's kind of short, but like she would be in Nine Muses, and like Jian would be in like early A-Pink. Like, she had that kind of like wholesome looking image, even though that wasn't her. But because of that, she also got a lot of hate when people are like, I don't know why guys like her. Like, she's that fake, like, innocent, fake Aegyo type. And she was not even acting like that. Y'all hate women, and y'all need to...
Everyone here.
Exactly.
Even if you don't, you do.
Y'all need to get that misogyny in check, all right? You know, we're not having it. Okay. Funnily, I didn't care for her on the show, but after the whole thing, I became a big defender. I know. I love defending people that are getting hate. Like, the same thing happened with me. I like liked Blackpink, but I only really started like being like, leave them alone and stuff like that when like they started getting hate for no reason.
So where's that love for aespa?
Funny how our dreams come true. I like aespa. Listen,
away from being the podcast nieces.
Okay, but
even though they already are.
I love them, but they cannot.
You like deny them. They're already here
because
they're already the nieces.
Because if I didn't debut,
I wasn't there. I was just like, nah, I'm sorry.
We're not doing this. This. Did you see the Beach on the Bed YouTube show? That's like Love Island. I think I did. It's like made by that makeup YouTuber. I think I saw that, but I'm not. I mean, I saw it. Like, people were like being like, "Oh, if you like Singles Inferno, go watch the show." But I never ended up watching it.
Bed on a beach.
If that's what you're talking about, I'm actually not sure if that's what you meant. But yeah. Another question I had, do you think she actually has a chance for a comeback? Like, do you think she could? Because she was really on a roll when she was popping. Like, her YouTube channel, she was all over TikTok, her Instagram was blowing up, and she was like one of the first members to go on variety shows. Actually, to this point, I think she's the only member to go on like main variety shows. I know like the other castmates have like photo shoots and made appearances in magazines and YouTube channels, but I think to this day she's the only one that like went on variety shows because of her Singles Inferno fame. So do you think now that people have time, has had time to process what happened, she did her little reflecting. Apparently I saw on like one of those forums that people said that there was a post about her a while ago about how she was spotted doing charity work or something like that. So she's become a damn nun. She said, I repented for these sins. But do you think she actually has a chance to be opened up into society, arms wide open, and go back on that trajectory she was earlier this year before the scandal?
That was this year?
Yeah, it was early this year. It was like in January, so.
Somehow this year is fast and not fast at the same time. Like, I don't understand. I thought this was last year.
Oh, well, technically I think Singles Inferno started airing at the end of December and then into January.
Yeah, no, it feels like we talked about this last January. I think she could, I don't know. She could probably come back. I don't know.
Do you think to the same level she was getting at?
Not immediately.
Mm.
Possibly eventually.
I could see that. I mean, obviously not the same, but like I know with like Tiara's bullying scandal, that was a situation where somebody got hated because of something, and then when more facts came out, there was a reversal. But I feel like even after people accepted that Tiara wasn't really in the wrong in the way they thought, it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, because I feel like people are kind of embarrassed admitting they were wrong or admitting that they kind of did too much. And I think people would rather, I mean, we always say this like on like those K-pop forums, when the scandal breaks, everyone's in the forum. It will have like 500 comments. But when the follow-up that clarifies what happened, it will have like 10 comments because nobody wants to come back and face the fact that they were going hard in the paint for the wrong side or whatever. So I hope she does, though. I feel like, you know, it's nice. You know, it'd be nice, you know. And like, I don't think it even has to be like a nan boo boo thing. I feel like, you know, just let her come back. I think even if she doesn't go back to like, you know, going on like Knowing Brothers and things like that, I think she could at least be a decently successful like social media star.
Okay, freeze.
You did for a second, but you're a person.
I just said YouTuber.
But yeah, I feel like she could be. Girls, have you all heard that aespa might be adding members? I remember people were talking about that before. We talked about that actually last time. Yeah. I feel like we did see that clip where I think, what was it, Karina or was it Winter who accidentally slipped? Yeah.
That was Winter.
I don't know if I liked it. I mean, last time I think I said it. Like, I feel like it's weird when people add members after people already make it big. It makes it seem like you feel like they're replaceable.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was the concept of having the AE thing.
I guess. Maybe they're just adding like the AI fake ones. That would be foolish. Yeah, I would like not. I mean, it's interesting and I'll see how they make it work. But like, I don't know. I would not want that.
Are they adding multiple people? Or is it just one?
I think that's what they were saying. Tian said that I heard there's going to be 7 members with all the first letters of the members spelling out Kwangya, Karina K, Winter W, Giselle G, Ning Ning I. I've read names being thrown around. I've heard names like Ara, Ali, Uni, and Yari, IDK. That is too much. Is this a damn group or a video game? Like a dang movie.
I don't like that. It should be a different group in general.
Yeah.
Maybe they come together, but like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
It's just weird because I feel like aespa, it's not like aespa has been around for like centuries or anything, but I feel like that makes like a weird dichotomy where it's like the new girls and then it's like our fans of the original girls gonna want to even open their arms up to the new girls. Like, does that create like a division in the fandom?
All over.
Yeah, it's really weird. But yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I hope that's not true. Also, hello Tanisha, welcome to the stream. Okay. Can I get you? Okay, we're gonna get through these first, and then we can do like other like side topics. I feel like I always like spend so much time going in and out. So we'll get through the topics first, and then we can get to any like other hot topics. And today it's a smaller topic set, so it won't be too long. But yeah, the one last question I wanted to say is, do you think her scandal hurt the popularity of Singles Inferno? Since you didn't watch, Jazz, essentially, like, when this kind of happened, she was blowing up, some of the other members were blowing up, but I don't know. Personally, I thought I saw a dip in interest after this scandal happened, because I truly think she was, like, the face of that show. And not to say, because there's definitely a lot of love elsewhere, Soyeon, Yeon, like, a lot of people like them, but I don't know, I just felt like she was like the perfect face for the whole entire thing, and when that fell apart, the whole thing fell apart. So I thought it was really, really interesting. But yeah,
so it's probably just like time.
True,
there's so many shows that came out
that's
between men now, especially dating shows. There's other things that came out.
That's so true. That's true. Well, anyway, we'll keep an eye out. Hopefully she'll get to make a nice, safe return. And moving on. So, the girls of SSerafim cannot catch a break. Yo, like, I don't know, Hype, what are you doing? Now, we did talk a bit about the Kim Garam scandal that has been kind of going on, where she's been accused of being a bully during her middle school days. Hype and her are claiming that's not true. But one of the alleged victim has stepped forward and made their statement, and Hype has done their best to debunk what that person's statement was. That's not what we're talking about today, surprisingly, even though there has been some developments. Today we're actually talking about a scandal that they got into. Hype got into back in early May, where last month they were embroiled in a controversy after they won the May 13th episode of Music Bank against soloist Im Young-woon. So essentially, as you can see here in the picture, a lot of people were curious at the fact that while Im Young-woon has beaten them out at this category, digital points, and this category, album points, somehow they were able to get a resounding 5,000 plus points on broadcasting points. A lot of people were curious as to how their score was so high, and also how In Young-woon, his broadcast points were like 0. And essentially broadcast points is what you get when your song is played on like KBS radio stations or during other KBS shows. And so KBS essentially said, oh, the reason why it wasn't counted was because his song wasn't played on anything last week, or the week that would have been the counting week for when this award was given. But then his fans came with facts and receipts and basically showed that yes, his songs were played on KBS radio stations. So you're a big fat liar, KBS. Well, apparently somebody might be going to jail. Period. Because the police is now involved. So apparently what happened is that like there are a lot of allegations after like people failed to really believe whatever KBS said was the reason why they were able to win. They got all these broadcast points, and why Young-woon got 0. People were not believing it. So as the allegations of rigging continued to grow, because people felt like this was rigged in SSerafim's favor, a civilian filed a complaint with South Korea's Anti-Corruption and Civil Rights Commission, accusing Music Bank of tampering with Young-woon's broadcast score. So on May 29th, the police confirmed that they had received this complaint and had begun investigating the case. And they said, quote, as the allegations have not yet been confirmed, we currently plan to investigate by speaking to the complainants and more. If the allegations of manipulation are found to be true, we will switch to a full-scale investigation. Is SSerafim going to jail?
I hope not.
Kim got out. No, just kidding. It was funny because when I told you this, you were like, "This is too much," right? Like, what do you think about how this is escalating?
Like, okay, I'm just imagining being the police and this is what like you come in, you got your coffee, you eating your donut, and then you're thinking like you're gonna get a nice case. They're like, oh yeah, we put your new case on your desk, and you're like, oh man, really? Okay, let's see what it is. And it's this. Like I'd be like, am I demoted? Like what did I do? Like what happened? Because what the heck is this? What am I supposed to do? I'm gonna interview the KBS people and interview like the high people and be like, all right, so did you rig this? I don't know. Like it just seems like I would not want to be a part of this.
That's true. That's true. Stans are probably going to be like tweeting you, I hope you're doing this with diligence because this is very important. I will say it does seem like a lot, but at the same time, I think I can see why it's important to the point of warranting police investigation, because I think what it is that if this is true and there was some manipulation that happened, I think what it might do is set a precedent that if you're somebody who wants your fave to like, or your group to like shoot up the charts or something, or like get attention, you can now start giving bribes and things like that to KBS to boost your broadcast points or whatever, or like tweak the numbers a bit. And I feel like that gets messy because it's like, then you're kind of not doing your job if you're saying that this is how we calculate the scores, and maybe fans are like, okay, we need to buy this many albums, stream this many times or whatever, which I know that gets into, well, then that's fan manipulation. Why is that any better or whatever? I guess it's like to keep the legitimacy. And so it can have situations where it's like, oh, if somebody organically somehow gets like a hit song and rises up the charts, they still have a chance to win and get more notoriety than like a big company with a lot of money just coming through and be like, buy our new group this award or whatever. But I feel like on like reading the title, it does seem really, really ridiculous. But I guess from like a very technical point, I get why maybe the police would be involved. But I feel like
I'm just confused on how it's the police's. I would think like there'd be some other person that's supposed to investigate that. I don't know. It just seems like you get a private eye or something like that.
That's true.
Actual, that's like you call your local police like chief and be like, can you look into this?
Throw KBS in jail, please. One jail, sir, for KBS coming up. That's so true. Let's see what chat saying. Tanisha says, music show wins controversies isn't new. K-netizens are having the same reaction when IU lost to LeBome back in 2014. And I feel like that is a lot of like sometimes the thing where it's just like when a big group loses to a small group. Now, I'm not sure how that played out, if that actually was manipulation or whatever. But I do have seen like in the past, especially bigger groups weaponize this kind of like, oh, it must be manipulation, when smaller groups that maybe you don't expect to like rise out of the trenches suddenly are able to overtake them. Like a lot of the Sistar used to be somebody who was very, very tied with the idea of Sejiki, and I feel like a lot of people don't really know that it stemmed from them beating Super Junior on some music show like back in whoever knows, and like the fans were like, this shouldn't be happening, like what, Super Junior's bigger, Super Junior whatever. So a lot of times that is like people like, you know, big fandoms love to play, you know, fast and loose with manipulation things or whatever because they just don't like the outcome. Andre says, music shows have been really sus lately with how they give out awards. I know it shouldn't be like a big deal, but it should have, but if he should have won, he should have won.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, it's a lot because like, yeah, these music shows give out like literally awards every week. Like if he didn't win this week, he can win next week or whatever. But yeah, at the same time, I feel like, you know, if you say this is how it's supposed to work, you're giving it to the most popular song. Give it to the most popular song.
Do you get money for this? Like, what is the...
I don't think so.
I just assumed that it was just like you get your face as the winner. That's it.
I mean, I don't think you get paid... I don't even think you get paid to be on music shows. And if you do, it's probably quite a little because I think it's all like PR and promotion. But I feel like it's like, you know, it's just like, oh, I won this. I get to say I won this. And to the artists, you know, that work hard, they're probably like, oh, this is proof that I've made it finally. So it's like that. But yeah, I don't think it's like huge. I don't think it's like I definitely don't think they get any money just because they win #1. But yeah, it's hard. Like it's like such a little thing, I guess, on the grand scheme of things, because it's like literally this is happening, and they've already awarded like 5 different music bank awards since this started. But I mean, I guess, I don't know, they gotta, you know, be careful. So like bribing culture, and also you don't want to make bribes the norm either. So if you actually do win, the only way they'll give it to you is if you know, throw them a little something on the top, or else they'll give it to whoever is willing to pay.
Yeah.
This reminds me of how SM used to pay music shows for their artists to win. Dang, is that true?
I bet that's fake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when did this occur? Like, when were people saying this?
And who would they have to do that for?
Espa. No, just kidding. Yeah, that's kind of true. I'm trying to think, like, what is a group that like really struggled for us? Oh, I guess some of the boy groups weren't necessarily. Dang, it's like 1942. That's when I was born. Okay.
1942. Oh my gosh.
Listen, I look good for my age. But Daisy says it muddles the water because people are less likely to believe if a newer group from a big company could win this early on in the career. That's true. I feel like as soon as like manipulation and like Sejigi and things like that, people would whip it out at the craziest times. Like, and I feel like it was just a lot of times weaponized for groups. But I mean, I guess I will say, Hybe, if you really did do anything shady, just fess up now, because girls, it is not looking good for you. It is not looking pristine for you, even though, you know, one of your groups is literally freaking diplomats at this point. I don't think this is cute for Miss SSerafim at all. Like, that was, and again, I would, if this truly is what happened, like they like, you know, put some money to the side to try to get SSerafim this win. The irony of Hybe built up by on BTS's back, who are like the poster child for like poor treatment from like music shows and things like that, for y'all to then turn around and be corrupt when you got low coin. That's not how we do it. This is how we do it. Okay, sorry. What were we gonna say? To be honest, K-Nuts think groups that just debuted or are getting popular can't win against big artists, because if you really look at it, music show wins ain't that big a deal to big artists. Like, come on. That's true. That's true. Leanne says, as someone who has been a fan of groups from smaller companies when they started winning music shows, we're in the trenches because all the big group fans want to throw Sejigi allegations. It's so true. It's so true. And it's just like really annoying too, because I feel like they know at heart whether it's truly Sejigi or their group just, you know, could not have the numbers, but they're just like, well, we have the bigger fandom, we can bully them into submission, so let's just do it. Yeah, which is sad.
Pride.
Exactly.
Can't let go of it.
Exactly. Well, while one of their groups might be going to jail, one of them is going to the very opposite of jail. The White House? Question mark. Is that the opposite of jail? I don't know. To some, I don't know. To some. Now look at them. They got Mr. Joe Biden, Uncle Joe, doing egg yo. They got him doing the heart fingers. What if he literally did the Kiyomi player? That's the kind of content I want to see from Uncle Joe.
Anyone wants to see that.
And why not? Don't be ageist.
No. It's not the age. It's just, no. I wouldn't want to see anyone doing that. I'm sorry.
Oh gosh. Well, one Mr. White House, Mr. Joe Biden, invited one BTS to the White House. That's right. This week, BTS came to the White House in honor of AANHPI month, which is Asian American and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Appreciation Month.
Wait, this week?
It was this week. I think it was actually like within the last couple days. May 31st, I believe.
Why did this was like during April?
Huh?
No, I thought for some reason I thought like Asian Pacific Month was like April for some reason.
Oh no, it was May. I was like, what? It literally was all over the news in the past couple days. I was like, but yeah, so they're running for president for real. I remember people would always joke about that, but I guess they are. But yes, they were invited to White House to speak about Asian hate crimes and Asian inclusivity and things of the sort. So they actually gave a small speech prior to a press conference that Joe Biden had. And then, you know, according to the press secretary who introduced them before their speech, they also met with Joe Biden to talk about, you know, Asian hate crimes. Specifically, Asian hate kind of reached all-time high in America during COVID-19 because the racist like connection that people were spouting between like Asian people and COVID-19 and things like that. And then in addition to that, also just, you know, inclusivity and things like that and Asian representation. So the thing is, I wanted to talk about this last week because there was actually some controversy that was stricken when it was revealed that they would be going to the White House, where a lot of, and this was this discourse, listen, I know I'm an ally in this case or whatever, so I'm just seeing what I said. There are some people who did not, weren't 100% behind BTS going to the White House to talk about Asian hate crimes and racism in America and well, racism in general and stuff like that, because they felt that, well, BTS aren't Asian American. So would there be better representation, specifically somebody who's Asian from America, to specifically speak about the Asian hate that a American Asian person faces in America? And so some people are like, yeah, I feel like they could have gotten better representation. Like, I get it, BTS is this huge global star, but they're going to experience racism, Asian-related racism in America different than like your average Asian American, or even just like an Asian American that's lived there their whole life. So there's a lot of people fighting, while other people are like, well, you don't have to be Asian American to experience racism in America. They got hands for everyone here. So there was kind of a back and forth where people were debating. But honestly, I feel like in retrospect, that was like not even worth the debate, because they talked for like 6 minutes, and not in a negative way, but what they said was pretty generic. Like, it was pretty much just like, you know, where it's crazy that, you know, a group from Korea was able to become a global sensation, you know, and you know, Asian diversity and seeing Asian faces and everywhere, you know. I'm like paraphrasing, but it was very just like course to par, you know, a very nice speech commentary, but it wasn't anything like insane. Like, they were like, I remember when I first got here and landed my feet, somebody called me this. It was like more general and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if any details about this alleged discussion they had with Joseph Biden, President Joseph Biden, about all this stuff with this press secretary. I don't know if that was released, but it was quite interesting because this definitely did turn heads. I thought it was interesting because in the article I read, apparently the live stream, because this was live streamed, where they spoke, had a peak of 310,000 simultaneous viewers, while in comparison, the last official White House video during their last visit only garnered fewer than 16,000 total YouTube views. So it was clearly like people were interested. Like, this did draw eyes to the address, if that was their point of, like, you know, asking BTS to speak. And I know, like, BTS is like, I think UNICEF ambassador. They're you know, part of charities and things like that. So there's multiple reasons that's why they were speak. But did you get a chance to watch it? What'd you think?
I did not watch it.
So, I mean, what I paraphrased was pretty much part of the chorus. Who do you think looked the hottest? Because I definitely think it was Jimin, and I know you're gonna say no, and you need to wash your eyes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh god. But no, I mean, it was cool. I feel like it was like a lot of fanfare over like a 5-minute video. Not Biden Opa looks great. Andre. You're out of control.
That's correct. That is the answer. He looks the best.
Leanne says, why does Joe Biden look photoshopped here?
Because he wasn't there.
It's not actually. Oh my god, they're in the Oval Office? Okay, BTS runs the world, low-key. What's going on? They literally meet with the president of Korea like every two other Wednesday, and now they're up here in the Oval Office. He looks like a cardboard standee, I think. Pablo says, everyone was getting mad when they heard it was going to be there. Yeah, I heard no one talk about other individuals that are invited before BTS. That's true. A lot of people said y'all didn't even care about this event at all until they said that BTS was coming. And now suddenly everyone wants to make a who's it and what's it. Now I don't know if those people who are proud, because me too, I didn't know about this either. Not saying I'm proud that I didn't care, but I just didn't know about this or whatever. But now I'm not sure if prior people were Asian American and that's why nobody made a fuss, or there were other non-Asian American Asian people who were invited and nobody said anything until it was BTS. So Andre says, so then I would like those people to name famous Asians that would be as big as BTS. Like, come on. So if it's about getting
famous Asian, there's a lot of actors and actresses.
Steven Yeun. I'm just saying that because I love him.
No, he's big.
I mean, yes,
there's John Cho.
That's true. I mean, none of them are big as BTS. That's true.
There's like a lot of people.
Leanne says, personally, as an Asian American, I really didn't mind, but I understand why some people could feel that. And to be honest, the act of getting someone to speak about Asian hate instead of the government actually doing something about the growing Asian hate and bigotry just seems performative to me. Yeah, I can see that. Like, it's like y'all had this talks, but, you know, I mean, I think there was some type of bill or something that was passed when the Asian hate and Asian hate crimes were on the rise because of COVID-19, but it's like, girl, you're the president. I don't know why Joe Biden likes to act like he's not the president. He'll just be like, girl, we need answers. You are the answer.
I mean, he's not really, though. I think that's the problem. I mean, but people like to make it seem like he's the only. Like,
but it's like, what are you talking to us? Like, literally, you're like the head.
I think it's like because we have to talk to our leaders that are actually on our level.
I guess, you know,
to get to the other people.
I guess that's fair.
I don't know. Presidents can only do so much. I always kind of feel bad for presidents because it's like we all are like, it's your fault, but it's like if he gets vetoed, like what is he supposed to like?
I guess that's true.
What is he supposed to do?
I guess that's true in a sense, but at the same time, it's like, first of all, I feel like, you know, that's true. A lot of American education is bad, and a lot of people don't know how the government works and who they can talk to. But at the same time, it's not encouraging for you to be like, oh my God, no. Like, it would be rather be like, these are the steps that we want to take, like, blah, blah. I feel like it's not very productive just to be like, this is so bad. It's like, girl, we know. Like, we've been living it. Like, I guess a better address would be better, but I don't know. I just think it's really silly. All right. So, was there anything else I had here? Yeah. So BTS are the president of the United States, and Jimin looked really hot. They all looked really good, actually. I like
B looks the best. Now that I've looked at them.
I actually think he kind of fitted in the background for me. I feel like, I don't know, I love all of them with black hair and in very simple suits. Like, I think that's when they look the best. But like he usually stands out the most to me, but he really didn't.
In this picture, it doesn't look that good. But
yeah, it's not a great picture.
When they were doing the speech, he looked good.
Yeah. And RM's hair was so dark. Like, I don't know if that was like his natural hair color or whatever, or they dyed it that dark. But you know, like when you go to like those weave stores and it's like you have like 1B, 2, and 2 is like jet black, and it's like, okay, we don't do 2. He liked it too.
Box dye black.
Yeah. Andre says, really, it's more elected officials that are at fault. Biden can say what he wants to do, but when you have those on the other side, political, saying, no, there's not much we can do. I guess that's true. Y'all better school me. Take it to Capitol Hill. I just think it's so annoying because it's like, nobody mentioned this when they're running. It's like, we can do this, that, and the third, and then suddenly it's like, actually, I can't do anything. Bye. Like, I feel like it just seems really disingenuous that you have all this vigor and all this, we're gonna fight to the end, and then suddenly it's like, actually, I can't do anything. Sorry, bye. All right. Just remember, BTS were accused of manipulation too, and they were years old. Yeah, the manipulation's bad. You know what I think is so interesting? And Showels, oh no. Hold on. Okay, now you're not frozen. That's weird. Okay, it's fine.
I think you're just trying to...
I'm trying to kick you out the show. What I think is funny, when I used to be in the BTS army trenches, back in like 2017, whatever, it's kind of interesting they hate that BTS got. I know like people are like, armies are annoying and stuff like that, but people did kind of hate them for no reason. And I remember one of the most shocking things is that I think it was like the I Need You album sold more than the whatever album SHINee came out with at the time. And you know how Showels are like kind of like carrots now, how people like think they're a very peaceful fandom. A lot of Showels, and I'm not saying this was all Showels, but a lot of them were very nasty about it. And I was very surprised because I'm like, y'all are supposed to be the angel fandom. What's going on? But like, that's why I always say, like, as somebody who was like in the trenches during BTS's everyone hates them era, and I think because I still think there's a lot of people that don't like BTS, don't like ARMY, but I think now they're so big, it's like you can't do anything about it. Like, it's like you can say things, but ARMY are always gonna be the more overwhelming force, and they can basically silence you into submission, which is really scary. But
was that around the time that they were like saying BTS stuff, like Aero was in the comments just saying BTS?
Oh yeah, BTS. Yeah, BTS
like,
is here.
I feel like everybody just banded together and they're just like, we can't stand you. Like,
that's true.
At that moment, just because of that, and that's probably why.
I definitely think it was like BTS.
Chinese fans were like, oh gosh, them.
Yeah,
they're the ones that beat us. It's like, dang it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
working.
True. They kind of were everywhere. That was really, I don't get that era. That was really, but I guess that's like, I don't know. Because it's like, I don't know if that was intentional, like we're going to promote them, or it's just like, I love BTS so much, I want to connect everything I do back to them and I want to comment about it. Or if that was a strategic marketing strategy.
That seemed like such a weird strategy. Because it was like, make people hate you, but also, I don't know, get people to watch your video. So then you get more people to that listen to your music and actually like it and then follow you. It's like very... it only works if your music's good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it worked on my ass. Actually, I don't remember why I watched BTS, but I would imagine it worked on a lot of people. There are some people who are like, this is annoying, and then there are some people who are like, these people keep on talking about this BTS group every 2 seconds. Let me check it out so I can at least know. And then you came apart of people who are saying, oh my god, chocolate. Jimin had chocolate 7 years ago. You know, you stand BTS. But yeah, so when BTS become our president's next election, don't say we didn't tell you. All right, moving on. This is actually surprisingly the last topic of the day. And you are guys, I'm gonna give me your hand, because you're gonna have to hold my hand through this, because as much as I told myself that I was going to watch Queendom, I am a flop and I never got around to watching it. And you know, I kind of watched it a bit like vicariously through my sister, because she was keeping up with it because she really likes Sorin and she wanted to see how she would perform. But Queendom too.
You interview her?
I should have been like, so what did you think about what did you think about this show? Also, I think this is a perfect time to say that based on how this investigation goes, Mnet might be going to jail. Psych. They'll like, people will care for 2 seconds and then watch whatever the next thing they do that has voting.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story here is on June 2nd, Mnet aired the final... Oh, wait. I'm going to give a preference. I'm going to spoil who won. So if you don't know, press pause or something, because I'm going to spoil who won Queendom. All right. Spoilers soon. All right. So on June 2nd, Mnet aired the live finale to Queendom 2, where WJSN was crowned the winner with Luna as runner-up. The winner was determined based on cumulative score from past rounds in conjunction with a live final score, which included each team's digital performance, YouTube scores, fan choice scores, and live vote count. However, as the total digital performance ranking according to Spotify, however, the total digital performance rankings, according to Spotify, had Luna in first place, followed by VVZ, then WJSN, which resulted in allegations of manipulation, as they were not the same rankings that were shown for digital performance during the broadcast. The broadcast rankings were Luna, WJSN, VVZ, Kepler, Brave Girls, and then Hurin. So on June 3rd, Mnet released an official statement addressing these allegations. So the statement was, in order to hear the diverse voices of global K-pop fans, we calculated digital performance scores through the Queendom 2 official playlist on a global music streaming service. As previously announced, only one stream of the Queendom 2 official playlist per day and per ID, multiple songs permitted, duplicates not permitted, was reflected in the digital performance score. This digital performance score was all organized by the music streaming service and shared with Queendom 2 producers as they calculated the final score. Additionally, a voting witness confirmed that this data was reflected as is on the broadcast. Thank you for giving Queendom 2 lots of attention until the end. I love they're like, y'all's wrong. Thank you for loving us though. Bye girls. See you next season. So from what I'm seeing, and let me know if I'm wrong for the people who have been in the trenches for this, it seems like they were saying they made it so essentially you couldn't, spam stream? And they only counted one stream. So one stream of the playlist, from the playlist? Of the playlist? Per day, per ID. So you could stream multiple songs, but if you tried to stream one over and over again, they would only count that one per day. So it almost seems like, because by this ranking, what they're saying was, if you just looked at the Spotify streams, Luna was in first place, then VVZ, then WJSN, and then the broadcast was a bit different. The broadcast rankings were Luna, WJSN. That seems confusing. So I guess they're saying that there's no way WJSN, because I guess WJSN digital score helped them win, but based on the Spotify, they were in third place. Is it Luna fans, be honest, is it Luna fans that are mad that they didn't win? I'm trying to figure this out, y'all.
Wait, who won?
WJSN won and Luna came in second. But as you know, Luna has a pretty robust fan base.
They're BTS 2.0.
Yeah, I remember that. That was cute. They were doing that for a while. Tian says, I watched the performances, but I was a fake Orbit and didn't watch the whole thing. I just IDK. Like, I'm a fan of WGSN, and I'm here. I'm happy they won because they're a great group and have a lot to show. But honestly, after Bona joined the group and seeing how much they skyrocketed, I was read it at like Bona won Queendom, WJSN came in runner-up IDK. This could also be rigging, since it's pointed out by many that Luna fans have been facing the tide with their messages and type songs. WJSN had a huge fan base in Korea, so I understand why fans are wondering why Luna didn't win, but how I see it, Luna should have won, but in the end of the day, it's votes that count. Andre says, I mean, WJSN had huge Chinese following, and Bona is in a popular drama, so I could see how they won. So I think...
Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard that they have a lot of Chinese followers.
Yeah, I mean...
That's probably why.
That's why I was kind of iffy about this show, because I was like, how quickly before it just becomes a popularity contest? Like, you know...
I mean, I'd be like, as soon as it started. As soon as...
But I feel like what's the point of it? Because shouldn't it just be like who wows the crowd the best and who does the best performances?
And you have to put people on the same level.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Impossible. I mean, and actually a lot of people said it doesn't make sense that they would rig it for WJSN when literally they had Kepler, the group that was literally performed on their other show, Girls Planet 999. So why would they rig it for WJSN as opposed to Kepler? And then other people,
they don't get caught again.
So wait,
do it that obvious.
So did they win it for WJSN to win, or they did it for? So did they rig it for Luna to lose?
They have beef with Luna. I don't know.
They're after Luna. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. Although there's people who alleged that Starship and Mnet have always been in cahoots somehow, which I didn't read enough into those theories. But I mean, people said back in Produce, I can only speak for Produce 48, but a lot of people felt that Yoo-jin and Won Young's positions were rigged. Because a lot of people felt that Sakura should have placed first over Won Young, but she won. And Yoo-jin was kind of falling prior to the final ranking, but she I think she placed fourth. So
you found the reason. We're like, Kepler can't be number one because that's too obvious. So let's go with our bestie over here, Starship's group, and then make them number one.
That would be hilarious. They're just like, anyone but Luna, please. We hate them. But we'll see. I mean, it's so funny because it's like, what are they supposed to say? Y'all were literally caught rigging all of Produce the Produce series, one of your biggest series, which is why I think it's so funny how people are like, oh my god, they rigged it. You will never work in this town again, and then literally make a similar show, and people are like, okay, but the girls are so great and fun, and
it's 99 this time.
It's different. It's different.
It's less than 100.
Yeah. It's just messy. I don't know. I just think it's not to say you should expect rigation from Mnet shows, but it's like people literally lost their jobs for rigging.
Yeah.
Produce 48.
Well, maybe they got rehired for Girls Planet.
Oh my god, imagine. Andre says, but wasn't it said that since Monsta X didn't go on Kingdom, Mnet was going to be shady towards Starship groups? Oh my god.
That was to set this up. So now it makes it even more. Wow. They've been playing this from the beginning.
Wow. Oh my god. This is crazy. I mean, I don't know. This is interesting. And let's see. I mean, it seems for the most part, with this statement, Mnet was like, okay, be mad if you want to. Cry to your mama. Bye. See you next season. So unless similarly, we saw in the Young Woon case, if the fans dig up more deets as to why there's no way that this would make sense, maybe they could also get taken to jail, or at least a police investigation in that case. But for the most part, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like personally I don't have enough info to know if this is a shady result or not.
Yeah.
Is WJSN a big group in Korea? Not to be shady, but I really don't see them being the spotlight. Well, isn't that the thing with Luna too? That as much as they're popular internationally, they're not actually that popular in Korea either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like they do well. I feel like they sell decently well, WJSN, but I don't know if they've had any huge hits or anything. I know members have had time in the spotlight though as well.
True.
So I don't know. That's a great question. But either way, stop watching. Stop watching Mnet shows where there's rankings and goals and stuff like that. Yeah.
Until the Boys Planet 99.
Yeah, until that.
Then join that.
Then we can watch. Marshmallow said, never saw the hype with Luna. WJSN deserved. Marshmallow said, I'm gonna put the rumors to rest, y'all. Zip it. My girls deserved. I mean, I still didn't watch the last couple performances, or I haven't heard the songs either, so I really don't know.
Any of the performances,
But I remember
that's me.
I remember just always thinking Hyun had the best performances, regardless. Not that anyone did bad, but I was like, oh, this girl's eating, which is it makes sense because I think she has the most seniority, so she has the most experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Tian says, I'm a fan of WGSN, but I don't really remember. Separately, I've heard them being successful together. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like members have shined in certain areas and have their things they're known for, but
I thought that one song was pretty popular.
Which one? Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a song I liked as
I
well.
love that song.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not really good with the. Sometimes I feel like I'm better with like second gen groups when it comes to ranking like popularity and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it got a little lost in translation for me after that. But Luna did a good job. Well, you know, at the end of the day, that's good. All right, so we'll keep an eye out to see if he's have any updates and if anyone's going to jail, period. But next up, we're going to move to some comebacks that happened this year. Jess, do you want to lead this since I did not get a chance to listen to most of these songs?
Let's see. I don't remember what one of them sounds like. I just remember I liked it. But for the first comeback, there's 17 with hot, hot. Sorry. But that was such a good song. But I don't. I know you listened to part of it. Like, did you listen to all of it?
I listened to all of it, but I was then I did the foolish idea of like putting on 2x speed so I could listen to it really fast, and now it's like I kind of forget what it sounded like.
It's like you lost all the elements.
That's so true. I remember liking it though. I was like, okay, this is kind of more because I feel so like hot and cold with 17. I used to be obsessed with them so much, and I truly thought that I was going to transition to being like a full-time carrot, and then like I just kind of stopped liking the music that they made, and because of that I stopped following their releases super closely. So I actually did not even know that they were coming back. So this was like a surprise to me because
they actually came back before this, like a couple of weeks ago, with another song called "Darling," which I think I said it to you earlier, but it's on the same album.
Oh, this is one of those like follow-ups.
It's like, yeah, and it's not. It's more. I don't even know. Still, yeah, kind of. It kind of reminds me of like "Shine"
by Pentagon.
By Pentagon, and like what's that other song?
What's that song?
The one other song that came out the same year. No. What is that group? Not Winner.
Oh, it's not Pentagon?
Icon. Love Scenario.
Oh, I think I did hear that song.
It has that type of vibe, in my opinion. I don't like it as much as those songs, but yeah. So I think when Hot came out, I liked it a lot more, in my opinion. But I don't know how other people feel. How they've listened to both.
Yes, chat. How do you feel about this song, and how do you feel, in your opinion, how does this fall in terms of ranking for 17's discography in general, like their title tracks?
Oh gosh,
yeah,
like there's so many songs.
Well, is this one of the like, oh yeah, as soon as I heard it, I'm repeating it, or is it one of those, oh it's cute, but it's not my favorite 17 song?
I think it's like the same level as Left and Right to me. Which those, I don't know. I guess that's like more, I guess the upper middle.
Oh yeah, that song was actually good. Although they did go to jail, period, for that one because.
Oh yeah, to the left, to the left,
to the left, to the left. And I think the guy who made that song was like, "You hoes be stealing from me," and I was like, "You know what? Get your coin because the hoes do be stealing." But I like that left and right, and that was such a good song. Left and right.
Whip it.
Marshmallow says nothing beats Aju Nice. Surprisingly, that's when I kind of fell off from them, I think. But
Aju Nice is on the middle, lower for me, to be honest.
Wow, lower.
It's like in the middle, but it's not the worst one. Yeah, I think I don't like Clap. Clap is my least, like one of my least favorite.
I can't remember what Clap.
Jack.
Oh wait, not Aju Nice. Oh, maybe it was Aju Nice. That's
Aju Nice. And when they had the suspenders.
In retrospect, I like Aju Nice now. Like I feel like I was just really hating, but
it's very hyped.
Yeah, that's funny though. When I said that's when they fell off, and that was literally a song that came out a year after they debuted.
Was it?
Yes, it was 2016.
Huh. I mean, I guess it was really early.
Aju Nice.
I like watching them perform it, but I don't want to listen to
exactly. I will say, everyone who's like, oh my god, their performance doll, blah, 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 blah. I feel like when it comes to like performance dolls, dancing dolls, they're dolls. You know what I mean? Like they are, like that is the thing that kept me in there, like kept them in my like conscience, because even if I did not like the song, if like, you know, one of their dance practice videos, or when they were like on those Weekly Idol type shows and they would do like the play rewind thing, if those came in on one of my like timelines or whatever, on my like For You page or whatever, I'd always click, because it's always entertaining no matter what.
They're always hyped.
Yeah. Okay, let me read some of the comments. I've been staying away from 17's comeback, seeing June and the 8 going through mesh shirts and showing I'm not ready.
That's what I saw that. I was like, what the heck? The 8? What is happening? I was like, everybody looks like, what is happening?
It's really weird seeing groups that were literally like infants when
5, yeah,
because I'm like, go back to daycare. What are you doing? Like, it's really weird. Like,
I was looking at Sungkwan in this comeback, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Wait a gosh dang minute. Confused. Calm down, sir. I was like, you used to be like, because I don't know, he has like such a round face, and I used to just think, oh, he's so innocent looking, and then this video came out, I was like, sir, calm down. What is going on?
That is hilarious.
Put on your shirts and go to bed. Take your naps.
Yeah, I just not take your naps. That's so true. Speaking, that's so funny, because when I watched the NCT Dream beatbox song, what is it? Chenla? Is it Chenla?
Chenla?
Let me look. Or is it Jisung?
What does he look like?
Chenla.
Jisung's the youngest one. He's also the tallest one.
Okay, Jisung.
He doesn't sing. Was he singing? He sings.
Okay, it's not Jisung. No, it was Jisung.
He has a deep voice.
Yeah, I remember when he was like 2.
Yeah, because he was like 14 when they first came out. Like, he was literally like meant to be in Dream. It was just made for him. You are a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I was really shocked when I saw him for the 2 seconds in that. But speaking of that, what did you think about Beatbox by NCT Dream? Give us the tea.
I like Beatbox. Okay. I have to listen to it again. I added it to my playlist because I remember I liked it, and I was like, I need to listen to this more carefully because it sounds like something I would like. Mm-hmm. I just didn't. I don't know. I think I was like speed running through songs. Like, I listened to 17 songs, then I listened to that. Then I think I listened to something else, and then I was just like, then 17 songs stuck in my head, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep listening to that. So then I just never went back to Dream. So
are the Dreamies gonna like this one though? You're the Dreamy constituents here.
I think so. I think it sounds like more of their, like, I don't know, Dream-esque songs rather than what they were. Sometimes they go through like their NCT 127 type songs where it's like, sirs, sit down. You are supposed to be like dreamy. You're supposed to be like little kids. Not really, but like supposed to be lighthearted in my opinion. But now it's like you're mingling with the other groups.
That's funny. But yeah, I thought this was definitely cute. It definitely had that like fresh, boyish charm vibe, I guess you would say, to it. And I really liked the chorus. And, you know, it seemed really Mark focused, and I love Mark. So, you know, even though he's an NCT, I felt the parts I saw. Yeah, and that was kind of like the highlight part for me. So I thought it was fun.
The beginning. Wasn't that only in the beginning?
Oh wait, okay, well, he was like doing the beatbox sounds, I guess, in the beginning. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Lastly, Andre actually asked, what did you think about aespa Illusion? I'm gonna defer to Jess.
Suddenly, I just forgot the part that like stuck in my head. Oh, feeling yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, 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 or something like that. That is the weirdest line I've ever heard. I do not remember anything else about the song except for that line, and then the fact that the sentence that has illusion in it doesn't sound right. It's in English, and I'm just like, I don't think that's correct.
It was in Kwanglish, first of all.
Maybe that's why. I don't know that.
But it looks really cool, and I feel like the aesthetic they have is so perfect because I realize it's very Y2K, and that's very in right now. So
That's one thing. Okay, I do. The one thought I had about them is the song was that it reminds me of like 2000s pop.
Mm.
Like they have that type of sound, and that's probably, goes with the Y2K type of feel.
Getting the
Like
Gen
early
Zs.
2000s pop.
It's just like it could become dated maybe after a while, but I think for now it just works so well for them, and it just like I don't
Yeah.
know, it comes off very cool and very hip. I haven't heard the song. Well, I heard a snippet of the song. I didn't get to have a chance to listen to it before the thing, but I'm very excited because, like I mentioned, like as much as I started off such on the wrong foot with them with Black Mamba. I remember thinking that song was so snoozy.
That was so good.
It was, and going back listening to it, I was like, this is actually a good song. Why did I not like this? And I feel like now that I get the sound and like kind of concept and vision they're going for, I appreciate it a lot more. And I realize, oh, I actually do mess with this a lot. So I would not be surprised if I like this song a lot. But is this like going to be on their? Does anyone know? Is this going to be on their new album or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the first
So it's a pre-release
one on their track. Yeah.
Interesting.
But the title track is Girls, I think. Right?
Okay. Well, that's what it says here on the
Yeah,
Illusion
so that's the
video.
title track.
Oh.
They did like a teaser of that, and then they released the Illusion, I think, the next day.
Okay, I'm excited because I really like their sound and style, and I feel like this is about to be another hit from them because it's very much in line with what they're doing. I feel like they're just kind of building on it. Yeah. It's Giselle better get more than 9 seconds. Yeah, it's on the new mini. Okay.
Did she not get a lot of lines? I thought she did.
Oh, did she on this song?
Well, on this song, I don't know. I didn't look at
the time thing.
I couldn't tell their voices apart for some reason when I was listening to this one.
Can I tell their voices apart? I mean, I know because watching them perform like songs I already know, but I don't know if I'm a stand to the point at this yet that I know their voices well enough to tell them apart.
I can tell not Giselle. Well, yeah, I can usually tell the difference between Giselle and Karina.
Mm-hmm.
And Winter and Ning Ning kind of sound the same, but like Ning Ning's voice to me is higher.
I don't listen to more of their music. I actually kind of stopped. Like a lot of their songs were in my like the daily playlist I listen to rotation, but for some reason it kind of faded out. I don't know why. I always do that. Like if I find a new song, I'll listen to it with like 3 other songs just exclusively for like a month, and then I'll be like, okay, we've done enough with this. So, but I used to listen to Savage literally every single day. It was a problem.
And you still don't want
because I listened to a literally live dive. I listened to Love Dive, and their other song. I forget. 11.
See, you don't even know. You didn't even know. But you remembered Savage.
I'm to be honest. Okay, so comeback corner closed. Do you want to do the shoe minute, or do you want to get into some questions first?
There's nothing going on.
Shoe minute is unemployed. You heard it here first, folks.
I think I'm gonna have to have a talk with SM because I can't. I'm gonna go to SM and I'm just gonna boycott until Schumann's freaking album comes out.
We gotta pay them bills, Schumann. You have 5 kids. Oh well.
And then, I will say that Suho was in America, I think, a couple of weeks ago. He went to like Stanford. No, what's it? Stanford?
Not him becoming a Stanford professor.
Yale?
Yeah,
somewhere. He went to some top school thing, and he was talking about Asian stuff.
Oh, like Asian hate? Okay, why would y'all get no Suho then?
I have no idea what he was doing.
Oh,
but it was interesting. I was like, oh gosh, he's on here. First, he speaks English very well. Suddenly, now he's like in America doing speeches. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, maybe he can be the new podcast boyfriend since Schumann isn't doing anything.
He is very cute, and I think he seems like the type that would buy us flowers on every date we go on. So I don't know.
Yeah,
seems like a good boy. Perhaps Schumann.
Until he stands on the table
and humiliates us at the club. Oh no!
EXO showtime.
EXO.
You're like, no, still not again. Sit down.
Stop this. I'm taking away your standing on chair rights. But yeah, I think he might be a better luck because he looks like a very, you know, he'll bring you back home before 10. Oh my god, I hate those like posts where it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, like bring you back home before curfew. I really hate that meme where it's like he like good boy looking guy. He will say, "Sir, I'll bring she'll tell your dad he'll bring you home before 10. Bad boy, he tells you to call him daddy." Now I butchered that, but that's the gist or whatever. Like it's like guy with his hair with bangs. I'll bring her before 10 songs. I'll bring her home before 10, sir. Guy without bangs. Call me daddy or something. I don't know. It's like Wattpad shit. I don't know. But yes. So now we're going to jump into chat and answer questions. Tian says, can I get your opinion on Black Swan's new members? They are now a 6-member girl group with 2 Korean members, 1 African Belgian member, 1 Brazilian Japan member, 1 India member, and 1 Brazilian German member. So the Indian member and the Brazilian German member would be the 2 new members, I believe. So my thing is, and this is the group that was originally Rania, who kind of was plagued with member changes and like their company like basically reinventing them every single time and adding new members and things like that. And then finally they kind of rebirthed and became Black Swan. And I don't think, I'm trying to remember if it ever actually included any Rania member. I think it did 1, but then she got into something, she left, and now they've kind of been going. I remember they did have a little scandal earlier this year where it keeps freezing. I don't know why it keeps, but I think it's better. They keep having a little scandal. They had a scandal where 2 of the members were accusing each other of bullying each other, but I think that got squashed. I don't know. What do you think? I think enough is enough.
Oh yeah. I'm just confused on why they like just make a new group.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically Black Swan was a new group because I guess the member that was in Ron connected them to the Rania lineup.
They keep connecting it back to Rania. Like they literally called it like BP Rania's Dead or something. Wasn't that their first album name?
Please don't tell me that was true. Oh my god.
It was literally something where it's like, why are we still connecting them back?
Girl, get a grip. Get over it. That's so funny. That is hilarious. But yeah, I will stick to my whatever's guns that I feel like I see Black Swan.
That's what it was called.
Oh, that's so weird. I see Black Swan stuff pop on my TL organically on my like, you know, TikTok for you page organically and stuff like that. So like, you know, maybe they weren't like the most popular group ever, but I definitely don't think they were doing bad. Like they still were, you know, making music, you know, they're still posting and things like that. So I feel like what was the point of adding these 2 members? Like it's cool to see such like a diverse K-pop group, but at the same time, I don't know, I always find it really disrespectful when they just randomly throw people in a group. Like it makes it seem like you don't really care about the makeup and you're not confident in the members' ability to gain popularity or whatever. And you think, okay, let's add these 2 extra people because maybe something will happen. And I don't know, I always just found it really weird and disrespectful. I mean, maybe that's their concept with the way, at this point, I guess you could say, with the way that they, you know, have all this rotation in and out, but like, I don't know. At some point, it's just like, hang it up.
Yeah.
But yeah. That group is getting less Korean as the years go. I keep up to date with them for the drama and also because they have talent and want them to do good. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing for the newer girls. I get it that these, you know, sometimes these K-pop companies are slim picking and you just kind of have to go where you know, are wanted. But like, I don't think I would ever join Rania's label because of fear of them putting me in a Rania version, like a Rania reincarnation, and also because they haven't really had a great track record with.
Yeah.
producing groups. Like, I mean, I know not.
They're all Rania.
That's true.
They're all literally just Rania.
Rania. But yeah. Ooh, my stomach is. How does that company have the funds to keep them afloat? And that's the question. Where's the coin coming from? Be honest. That's really weird.
Nobody knows.
But yeah. So, yay or nay at the fact they added members, Jazz, ultimately? Nay. Yeah.
I think it's like cool, kind of. But then they already had a Brazilian member. So now it's like now they have two. I can imagine,
are you saying
like,
too many Brazilians, Jazz?
It just seems like they're trying to be worldly, but then it's like, all right, two Brazilian.
Yeah.
Like, and then it just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, are you just trying to sell, oh, it's a K-pop group with foreign members in it, like us just solely based off that? Or is there actually, like, do you actually have a vision behind their concept, behind, like, the music you're going to have them sing, et cetera, et cetera?
It just seems haphazard.
That's
like
true.
They're just like, all right, people, just come on over. Whoever can speak a little bit of Korean, just come on.
We'll pay for your flight. Come on. Andre says they left a bad taste in my mouth after how they treated Alex. Yeah. And girl, you need to still release that tell-all book because you've been teasing that since like 2017 or whatever. But yeah, she was like, and I remember it being such a thing. I remember doing a story about how, you know, she was being touted as the first like fully black non-Korean K-pop idol or whatever, and it went from being such a cool thing to like literally just hell because it was just like she was being just oddly treated so poorly. And she has talked, to be fair, she has talked about it on like podcasts and things like that a little bit, but I know she said that she wanted to write a book eventually about like the details, but it was very, very weird. I remember there's that one video where she was literally just standing in the corner during their
on that small little stage.
Was she facing the corner? I feel like she was facing the corner.
Was she? It seemed like she was just like kind of just like standing there.
Like she was on time out. And it was weird because she was like, it was like, okay, she doesn't know the choreo because whatever reason. And she was talking about how like she wanted to learn it, but the choreographer would not let her have the time and not tell her. It was like they wanted her to look really fucking weird, or they never really, the stories of how she explained it, it seemed like they never really wanted her in the group. They just wanted to use her as kind of like a publicity stunt and then kick her out as soon as possible or whatever. And I feel like it was like kind of lost in translation with that, but it was a mess. Yes, the stage where she literally stood to the side and the other girls are dancing. I was literally so cringe. They literally.
Did she have to do her own hair too?
Yeah, she was. Her? Yeah, she was talking about that. Do her own outfits. I remember there was a problem. Yeah. Oh my god. So true. I've been trying to do a box braid. They're like, "Girl, you need to get on set." I'm like, "No,
I only got one." Just like flinging around, you know, trying to flip it.
Oh my god, imagine. It's like, girl, why did you start doing your box braids this morning? You know, it's a process. And I'm like, I thought I could handle it. I'm sorry. The braiders make me look so
do your ending fairy look, and you just like
the one braid. A tear is coming down your eye, like as you struggle to flip the braid. You need to braid it right. You put too much connect along in it.
That's funny.
But yeah, Rania / Braxton has a dark history that they can't get past it because they need to break that connection. I think it's DR Music. Just make another group. Like, we're not saying that you have to disband this company. Yeah, yeah, probably that. So I don't know. Yeah, that's true.
Just do everything.
But yeah, Alex did an interview with Grace. Yeah, I think most of the things I know about her is her interview with Grace. She had an interview with Timothy De La Ghetto. He has a podcast and she talked to them. And just like there's been like little things that she's written on like Twitter and Tumblr. Not Tumblr, I don't know if she has Tumblr, but Twitter and things like that here and there. But yeah, she's painted a pretty rough picture in terms of how they like treated her. And it was just weird. Like she said something like about her, how like her clothes, like sometimes her clothes would just be completely different. And again, they would get outfits for the other one, and then she would just kind of have to figure out, or like they wouldn't fit her and things like that. So it's just like they really saw her as an afterthought. And I don't know.
Be out there in a shopping bag, like I don't know. I don't know what's happening. You told me to get an outfit. I didn't have one.
What a mess. But yeah, literally stood off to the side after she did her rap and only came back when it was her rap. Yeah, it made her look like a feature, not actually part of the group, which is really weird. And it's so weird that she was the leader, and it was all for, I think that was all for publicity, yeah. Because they
she did not say anything.
Exactly. I mean, there was literally like she couldn't speak Korean, so there was like a language barrier, and they didn't even like set her up with like a tutor or anything like that. She had to do that all on her own. So it was very much, Daisy. Alex was, it just seemed like they used her for publicity, and I think they didn't expect her to stick around. And then when she did, they're like, okay, how do we get rid of this girl? She's not getting the picture that we hate her or whatever. But yeah, that was a mess.
Gosh, that's scary. That's a scary situation.
But yeah, that's messy. Funny how our dreams come true.
Notice how you keep going back.
That's because now it's stuck in my head, you know? Yeah. I would be singing the IVE song if I would have heard it. Oh yeah, Jiyoon left Weekly because of anxiety. I did see that. It's kind of crazy because they're such a young group, but I think that's good that like she was able to choose health over, you know, this sounds sad, but living her dream, I guess you would say, because ultimately that's very, very important, I think.
Yeah.
And anxiety is such a hard thing to deal with, because having anxiety, you can just have like general anxiety disorder. I'm not saying that's what she had, but it's like, you know, there's a lot of different triggers, and it takes a lot of work to kind of control that. Oh,
yeah.
They didn't even have a hairstylist for her, or a stylist. Yeah, such a mess. Such a mess. Yeah. I don't get DR music. So weird. Yeah, it's nice to see that she's taking care of herself, because it must suck to be like, I'm sure this was like a dream that she worked very hard for, and to be like, ooh, this is just not for me, and I need to step back.
Yeah.
It's hard to
At least you got to experience a little bit.
That's true. But it really reminds me of how like people often, I mean, this is different, but like when they go to college, they'll experience like depression and anxiety and stuff like that. And it's just like, you have to keep chugging through because you want to get that degree, so you don't whatever, and you can get a job and stuff. But it's like, you know, sometimes maybe the mental health of the person is more important than the degree that they get at the end of it or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's always the case, but I feel like people, I don't know, our generation's parents are like, you gotta go through it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way out of it. If I had to do it, you gotta do it. And it's just like, you feel more pressure.
Yeah, that sucks. You gotta break the cycle. Andre said, I read that SM is going to debut a non-NCT based boy group soon. Hey! Really?
Does SM know? Okay. It's not NCT?
I would love to see it. I mean, they're probably gonna be two, but like, I would like to see it, and I would be very jealous if I was an NCT member.
Don't remind me.
Oh, NCT Hollywood, is that a real thing?
I thought they were supposed to have a show. I thought didn't they sign like a contract with like one of the like this TV company?
NCT Hollywood?
I think SM signed something to create a TV show to find members for a new NCT thing. And then I thought Johnny was supposed to be like helping with like hosting or whatever, training. I don't know. This was like 2 years ago.
Oh God.
It might have slowed down because of like
COVID.
So I think that was, I don't know if that was real. I thought it was, but maybe making that up.
I hope they don't call it NCT Hollywood though, because that sounds so corny.
Yeah.
Call it NCT Beverly Hills 90210.
Yes. Or Melrose Place. You know? One of the other.
Call it NCT General Hospital. Well, why Hollywood? That seems so gaudy and cheesy. NCT Hollywood. We're living down the road.
It's actually gonna be cool. I think people have just been calling it that because it's like, you know, Hollywood. I hope so. That's what I'm hoping. crossing my fingers that people like the fandom made this up.
That's so corny.
SM themselves.
If that's true. NCT New York would be cool. It sounds like a lifestyle brand, but I just went to NCT New York and bought new Birkenstocks. Like that sounds like a real sentence. Who knows? Maybe they just saw cashiers at a store called NCT New York.
And that's all they're auditioning for. Like, you don't sing, you don't dance. We just need you to sell this merchandise. All right? You have quotas. You better reach them. Okay? Or you will be fired.
Yeah, we just needed employees. The show was supposed to debut last year. Well, I mean, I probably won't watch it, I'll be honest. Well, maybe I will, actually. I will be watching. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I will be all in.
It seems messy.
Watch me not, because I've been lazy with shows. But, like, I will try for this, you know. I'll wake up out of my bad TV watching.
And NCT Tokyo, so Shotaro can have a unit. See, what I don't get is, though, NCT, what is it? They already make Japanese versions of their songs.
Which is, I feel like they did that because they didn't have enough people to do a Japanese group. But now they should just do a duo of like Shotaro and freaking Yuta. Ooh, call it a day. Shut them off.
That's true.
They could just take over what is it? TVXQ. Like TVXQ style.
Just do their songs.
TVXQ is retired and now it's just them.
TVX2.
Doing covers. TVX2.
They should do like a wavy type thing. Like, why didn't they do a wavy type thing for Japan?
I think like it was like they didn't have the members, and they also don't. I think, isn't Japan like different in how it's like set up
with music? The music industry? I don't know.
Yeah. Like, it might be that they needed. I don't know. I think I remember hearing like they needed time to like figure out the landscape of that or something. I don't know.
That's fair.
Because it's different than China and Korea.
That's fair. Apparently Chu isn't gonna go joining Luna's tour. I saw that, but I didn't see why. Let me look it up on our K-pop Reddit. But I was like,
it's just about that show. She was like, y'all done goofed. Like, you will not see me on this stage again.
Let me see. Tour. Oh, Chu will be absent from Luna concert. Okay, they posted this on their Cafe Dom. Oh, wait. It's in... Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm not logged in. I can't get the deets. Okay, mirror. Okay, cool. Okay, it says, this is Blockberry Creative. Should I pull this up? Do it. Oh, God. Okay, I will bring in Chrome. Do it. Oh, that's such a good job. Okay, I'm kind of covering it a bit, but bear with me. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. It says... Hello, this is Blockberry Creative. We want to inform you that Chu will be absent from Luna's concert, which will be held for 2 days, February 11th and 12th. Wait, this is old. Not me bringing up the exact wrong thing.
Did she do this before?
I mean, this is a statement that was released back in February 7th, 2022. Maybe this person has the updated T.
Is that the right date? Maybe it's the wrong date.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe it was supposed to be June.
Oh, wait. No. Huh. Not Samo Cheery. Okay, let's see. So I auditioned for that show and program, but I was told that pastors were going to be notified in August 2021 IDK. Ooh, tell us the deets if you hear more about it. I don't think I know anyone who's auditioned for. Well, actually, I guess I do. You
What?
auditioned for like a variety show or like a talent scouts show.
I'll never do it again. I'm guaranteed to make it.
They need to make more. Yeah, I was gonna say they have to come up with a more efficient way to do that because people can't just be standing there to sing for 2 seconds
and then be told no.
Yeah, that's bullshit. By not even the people, you just get to see random producers you don't even know. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up with this Chinese singer plagiarizing Taeyeon? Oh my god.
What?
Let me look it up. Chinese singer Yuyan being accused of plagiarizing Taeyeon in IMVU music video. It does look kind of similar. Similar. On May 26th, Chinese singer Yuyan released her music video for Who, and it's getting attention for the wrong reasons. Chinese netizens are accusing the singer of plagiarizing Taeyeon's IMVU, which was released earlier this year in February. The Chinese netizens posted various captures showing the music video resemblance of the social media platform's Weibo. Starting with the setting of the music video, there are various scenes such as the white columned hall. Oh, okay, this looks real. Well, I mean, I think juxtaposition this whole thing together, it does copy. But if I just saw this, they're similar, but like I could see where they're both inspired from.
Yeah.
I don't know. So some of the scenes. Oh, she's pretty. Okay, yeah, I guess if you like really start putting this stuff together. I think it would be more helpful to see it in motion though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if it was just 1 or 2 scenes, I'd be like, nah, like especially this scene, I don't think it's 100% the copy, but I think when you juxtaposition all this stuff. I mean, this is not even the same, it's just the same pose.
I think I get that it's weird that it's the same music video, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like maybe if it was like two different videos of Taeyeon's, like
oh yeah,
I wouldn't feel as about it. But the fact that it's all in the same music video that's probably like 3 minutes long, yeah. It's like dang, that's a lot of copying.
Damn, why would you do this? You think nobody's gonna notice? Taeyeon has so many fans. That's weird.
Yeah.
We'll see if she issues a statement. But I heard, okay, this might be wrong, and I definitely just heard this randomly on the internet, that copyright laws in China work very differently than in other places.
That's what I always hear. Because like they made Produce 101 without it being
oh yeah, that was bold.
And then they added Produce 101 and then had it Produce 101.
That's hilarious.
It's so weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. Oh, thanks for the link. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Leanne. Okay, so in terms of Chu not participating in IMVU. Okay, so Luna's Chu to not participate in the group's upcoming world tour. Due to schedule activities that have been fixed in advance throughout the rest of the year, Luna's Chu will not be participating in the 2022 Luna First World Tour. This is interesting because you would think... So it's taking place again across... Oh, okay, 9 different cities in the U.S. kicks off Los Angeles. You would think as a member this would be like they would schedule things around Luna activities, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Not to be shady, but I found that quite interesting. I mean, I guess if the other activities she had were planned first, and they're like, well, we can't go back because we already signed the contract and we already cashed the check, unfortunately. So that just seems weird. Yeah. I don't know. How long has Luna been together? Would they be around that time where it's like individual activities are starting to supersede group activities?
Maybe. They always seem like they weren't. They were kind of individual anyway, or like kind of different groups.
Yeah.
Combined into one.
Well, yeah, because that whole like the way they were first introduced were like in groups and like units and stuff. Yeah, I could definitely see that. But the Rose said BBC already made her schedule before the tour was confirmed, and now she can't get out of it. Ah, okay. That's interesting. Huh. Then this might have been planned really early in advance, because I imagine planning a tour, you don't just 1 month say, okay, we're going on tour next week or something. Like, you know, I would say that was probably like multiple years in advance to plan a tour.
Yeah.
So, damn, she must have been booked and busy. Well, I guess good for Chu and also bad for Chu, because good that she's booked and busy enough that this would be an issue.
Maybe because of like COVID, like everything got pushed.
Oh.
And so all like combined, they're like, she already had this ready and we were planning to do this before that. And now it's like coinciding.
Dang, that's smart. I didn't even consider that. Oh, and the Monroe says, wasn't she suing BBC to get control of her schedules so things like this wouldn't happen? Ah. I remember reading about her suing, but I didn't know this was the reason. That's interesting. She said, y'all clowns are incompetent. Let me do this myself. You hosts need to get it together. That's really cool. Then take control. But yeah, that sucks, because especially if it's the first world tour, the fact that you're not a part of that milestone of the group, that's really sad. That really sucks.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it gets all resolved then, because that would, I don't know, that's really poor planning if they didn't think, oh yeah, we might be doing a tour, so let's or at least try to work it around her schedule. I mean, that's a lot, but you know.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, I think it's getting to be about that time, and as always, you don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the heck out of here. So we're doing last shot, last call. Guys, get your last drinks, get your last snacks. The bar is closing. If you want to take the party elsewhere, I heard that there's a bar on 45th in Crenshaw. Not as popping as our bar, of course, but it will do the trick for like a late night, late cap. Jazz, as always, is there anything you want to tell the people?
I don't know. The Boys, if you watch that show, is back, which I am excited about. It's an Amazon show.
Oh, okay. Well, I know because Jensen Ackles is in it, and I've been interested in his face for a while now. So.
The guy who created, what's it called? Supernatural, which is where Jensen Ackles is from. He is in charge of The Boys.
Oh, is that why?
So it's actually kind of like a reunion. There's another character that's also in Supernatural that's also in The Boys now too. So it's like double reunion. So
that's cute.
Cool.
That I was curious how right after Supernatural ended, I feel like he was so quick to get cast in that The Boys thing, and I was like, oh, I guess that's probably why, because they kind of already worked with him, and they're like, bring him on board.
It's also funny because I think like he apparently auditioned to be Captain America, and now his character is like a Captain America character.
That's
so
good.
Really funny.
It comes so close. He would have been a great Captain America. He's very handsome.
Yeah.
I love how that's the only qualification. I'm like, he's handsome.
Chris Evans also fits it, so I'm not mad.
I'm not that big of a Chris Evans fan. He's okay.
I knew the blasphemous statement was about to come out.
I mean, he's fine. I don't know. He's okay.
Yes, he is fine. He is fine.
He's a fine young man. I'm sure, I'm sure he's lovely. I'm sure he recycles, But yes, so watch The Boys. And for me, guys, I'm done streaming for this week, but I'll be back again Monday on my Twitch channel. That's twitch.com/pinkcloud, PINKLOUDE. You can also follow me Twitter. I post a streaming schedule at the top of every week, so you know where I am. I'm going to start trying to post those to the community page as well, so people who are more YouTube based can know what we're up to. It's really fun. On Twitch, we just chill, relax, play games. So what do I usually say? Oh, thank you guys so much for coming. And that's it for the Sleepy Idol. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Leanne, best mom, best mod. Bye-bye. Bye, Andre. Bye, Monroe. Bye, Tian. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming.